Hi everyone, welcome to Medicine Note YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to see about the pathogenesis of shock. In previous video, we have shown about the shock as well as its type. Please do see it for better understanding. I will give the link below in the description box. Pathogenesis of shock. When there is a decreased circulating blood volume, when the blood volume is decreased, there is the venous return of the heart is also decreased, because there is no blood. So the cardiac output is also decreased, and this causes decrease in blood supply to organ, because there is no venous return, so cardiac output is decreased, so the blood supply to the other organ is also decreased, and the oxygen supply to other organ is also decreased, and this causes anoxia and inflammatory mediator cell, and this causes shock. In hyperperfusion, the shock leads to hyperperfusion, hypotoxic cell injury. The cell injury activates the innate immunity and stimulates the macrophage. This macrophage releases inflammatory reaction. This inflammatory reaction releases three things, which is tumor necrotic factor, interleukin, and other cytokines. The increase in tumor necrotic factor, synthesis of nitric oxide, and there is more generation of free radicals. When increase in interleukin, there is vasodilation, which leads to hypotension. When other cytokines are released, there are many more free radicals are released. Pathogenesis of hypovolemic shock. This step, the above flow chart, is most important. It is a common chart for shock. Now we will see about every type of shock pathogenesis. Pathogenesis of hypovolemic shock occurs due to inadequate circulating blood volume. The severity of the clinic feature depending on the severity of the clinic feature depends on the degree of blood lost. When the patient can either is in the mild stage or moderate stage or in severe stage can be dependent according to the blood lost. This hemorrhagic shock can also be hemorrhagic shock is hypovolemic shock. Other name is hemorrhagic shock, as I have already said in the previous video. This hemorrhagic shock can also be divided into, when the blood is less than 1000 ml, it is compensated. When the blood is lost up to 1000 to 1500 ml, there is a mild shock. When 1500 to 2000 ml, there is moderate shock. More than 2000, which leads to severe conditions. And this is how the hypovolemic shock this is the pathogenesis of the hypovolemic shock, and cardiogenic shock is mainly due to severe left ventricular dysfunction. When there is a severe left ventricular dysfunction, which leads to cardiogenic shock. Decrease in CO, which leads to tissue perfusion. There is a movement of fluid from the pulmonary vascular space to pulmonary interstitial space. This movement from pulmonary vascular space to pulmonary interstitial space is known as interstitial pulmonary edema, and this fluid moves to the alveolar space, and which is known as alveolar pulmonary edema. And the pathogenesis of the septic shock, which is the important question. This is a 5-mark question which is always asked. The gram-negative bacteria is common, and then the gram-positive to cause septic shock. The lysis of gram-negative bacteria, which releases endotoxin, and this contains lipopolysaccharide. This lipopolysaccharide shortly is known as LPS. This lipopolysaccharide binds with lipopolysaccharide binding protein and forms a complex, and this complex binds with CD14 molecule on the surface of the macrophage, and this stimulates cytokines tumor necrotic factor alpha, and interleukin 1. As we seen in the pathogenesis, the common chart. And this activation of the inflammatory response, this activation of other inflammatory responses, mast cell coagulation system and kinin system. This results, this total pathogenesis of the septic shocks results in vasodilation and increase in vascular permeability. Thank you. For more videos, please do like, share, comment and subscribe my channel.